Hey, how's it going on YouTube? Welcome back to another brand new video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how you can improve your performance, get better FPS and fix all kind of issues with Spiderman 2 dropped recently. I hope this guide helps you, so make sure to stick around until the end of this video. And with all that said, let's get started with the intro. Alright, step number 1 is the best Windows settings, and for that simply search for settings onto your PC, and once you're here go down to gaming. Head over to game bar and turn this thing off. Game bar is a continuous overlay service which runs right on top of your game. It consumes a lot of CPU and RAM usage, and disabling that will help you to improve your performance. After that, go back to gaming, head over to game mode and turn this thing on. Game mode turned on will optimize your PC by turning things and applications off in the background, helping you to improve your performance. Right after that, go to graphics settings and then click on change default graphics settings to enable hardware extended GPU scheduling as well as optimizations for windowed games. Both of them will help you to reduce your input latency as well as render latency and utilize your GPU to render the game. Once that is done, go to graphics, and now you have to click on the browse button over here. Once you're done with that, head over to the personalization and then go down to colors. Over here you'll find transparency effects which you're gonna have to turn off. Once that is done, simply close your settings. Next step is disabling background applications, and for that simply search for group policy. So just type it in, and this will be a step available only for Windows Pro users. Once you open it up, expand it and open up computer configuration, administrative templates, Windows components, app privacy, and right over here you'll find let Windows apps run in the background. You're gonna have to double click to open this policy up and make sure that it is enabled. Then for the policy default, you're gonna have to set this thing to force deny to make sure the applications running in the background are completely turned off. Once that is done, simply close it. This will help you to save a lot of system resources. Well, before moving ahead, I would like to introduce you all to GVGMall, a store which fulfills all your digital needs for games and gift cards in one place. GVGMall has a wide variety of digital keys for games and in-game currency for multiple vendors, which is legit, reliable and convenient. On the website, you can find a lot of categories where you can get Steam and Origin as well as PC game gift cards and genuine Windows activation key. I, however, liked how convenient it is to get a genuine Windows key, since I do not like the Activate Windows watermark on my screen, and to fix it I can literally get a Windows key for a huge discount. Generally you can get Windows 10 for $53.78, but on this sale you can get it for $21.75, and if you use my code FOX25 you can get additional 25% off at just $16.31. And you also have Windows 11 update for free, and it is perfect time to get rid of that Windows activation mark. There are multiple payment methods which are convenient, and once you buy it, you will get an email within minutes, and using that code, you can activate your Windows in no time. So go check out GVGMall, links are in the description below. Next step is de-animating Windows, and for that simply search for adjust the appearance and performance of Windows, and once you're here, select custom. Then you have to select save taskbar thumbnail previews, show thumbnails instead of icons, show window contents while dragging, and smooth edges of screen fonts. These 4 options will help you to keep the basic minimal look of your Windows intact while disabling all kind of unnecessary animations which causes FPS issues. Once you're done with that, click on apply, and the next step is heading over to the advanced tab and setting up your virtual memory. Click on the change button over here and deselect automatically manage paging file size. Then from the drives over here, select your local disk C and then click on custom size. Then for the initial size, you wanna have to type in 1361 and then open up your calculator to calculate the maximum size. Now right over here you have to multiply your RAM, that is 32 GB for me, with 1024. This will give you your memory in megabytes. You're gonna have to divide this value by 2, and the new value that you get over here is what you have to paste in the maximum size without the commas. Click on set, click on OK, and this is how you optimally set your virtual memory. Windows has this concept of virtual memory which utilizes your SSD or hard disk drive as your virtual RAM if your RAM is completely utilized. This will help you to fix stutters, micro stutters, and issues related to RAM. Once that is done, click on OK. Next step is creating a restore point, and for that simply search for create a restore point on your PC, and once you're here, select your local disk C. Click on create and name it Spiderman just so you can remember it. I highly recommend you guys to skip this step if you want to restore all of your settings back to normal without any data loss. Once that is done, simply click on close and close system properties. Next step is a Spiderman 2 FPS pack. I'll be leaving a link to this down in the description below. You guys can also join my Discord server for a detailed downloading tutorial. Over here you'll find in 6 simple folders. Let's start with the first one, that is CPU priority, which I have left AMD and Intel CPU priority. Once again, if you have an AMD CPU, I would recommend you guys to double click and run the AMD CPU priority. This will help you to set up the correct dword values to help your CPU run better with better performance And once again, if you have an Intel CPU, you can double click on the Intel CPU priority for yourself. Second folder is the RAM optimization, in which I have left a ton of presets according to your PC's RAM. I have 32 GB RAM configuration, so I need to double click and run this registry. It could be different for you, so you can apply that. And if that doesn't work out well, or if you want to reset it back, you can use reset your default registry right over here. Third folder right over here is the Spiderman 2 priority, in which I have left 2 priorities. First one is GPU priority and second one is Spiderman 2 high priority. You wanna have to double click and run both of them to help you set up the correct dword values for your game as well as your GPU to perform better. Once that is done, head over to the fourth folder, which is power plan, in which I have left import ultimate performance power plan. To run that, you have to right click and run this as administrator, and it will run a simple command to add a scheme of power plan onto your PC. To access this scheme and enable it, you wanna have to double click on power plans right over here, and this will take you to command prompt. To apply that ultimate performance power plan, you wanna have to double click and open up power options right beneath that, and it will take you to control panel. Right over here, you'll find something called show additional plans, in which you'll find the ultimate performance plan that should be added in this. Click on that, and this will help you to disable all kind of power saving features on your PC to improve you are utilizing 100% of your power. On laptops, that might cause high battery drainage and high heating, but other than that, it's completely safe. Fifth folder is disabling unwanted services right off your PC. Some of these services consume a lot of CPU and RAM usage, and disabling them is a better choice. Again, if you use any Bluetooth service or printer services, leave these two services, and other than that, run every single service right over here, which will help you to disable them and save your PC's power and resources. Once again, if at any point you want to change it back or you want to revert them back, you can use a revert registries folder and re-enable them back again. Last and final is the useful programs folder, in which I have left clean temporary files.bat, which you have to right click and run this as administrator. This command prompt will help you to clean all temporary files right off your PC, and it is highly advised to do it every now and then. Simply do that, and the next step is MSI Mode Utility 3.0. This is for your GPU, so you're gonna have to run this as administrator. Once you're here, you're gonna have to find your graphic card in this list and then click on the MSI button next to it. For the interrupt priority, you wanna have to set this thing to high and then click on apply. This will make sure that you're using up the correct interrupt values for your graphic card and help you to improve the GPU's performance. Next step is unpark CPU.exe, which you have to right click and run this as administrator. This is a super useful application which will help you to unpark your cores of your PC. Windows by default has a tendency to park the cores which are not in use, and this can cause stuttering and FPS drops. To fix that, you wanna have to slide this core parking index all the way up to 100% and then click on apply. Once that is done, you'll see that all of the cores are enabled and none of them is parked. Once all of that is done, you can feel free to close the FPS back. Next step is system configuration, and for that press Windows and R key together, and over here you have to type in msconfig. Press enter, and once you're over here, go over to boot settings, click on advanced options and then select number of processor. Choose the maximum number of processors available in this list and then click on OK. This won't impact a lot on your FPS, but will help you with some. After that, head over to services section and then select hide all Microsoft service. And over here, I would recommend you guys to disable all kind of update services related to softwares like Adobe, browsers, printers, MySQL, or any other services that you do not use, any overlay services. And once that is done, click on apply. This is a super important step because these services running in the background impacts the CPU's threads and the number of processes running in the background. Once that is done, click on OK. After that, click on exit without restart. Next step is dropping into the game for the best in-game settings. Well, first you open up the game, you will see the launcher. What you have to do is click on the settings button right over here to open up the setup of the launcher. For the display settings, you're gonna have to go with the native monitor. Window mode should be exclusive full screen. Display resolution should be your native monitor resolution. Aspect ratio should be set to auto. Upscaling method should be turned off. Anti-aliasing should be set to TAA. NVIDIA reflex low latency should be on plus boost. Frame generation off. Dynamic resolution scaling 75, screen refresh rate 240Hz and VSync off. Once all of that is done, you can head over to the graphics settings, and these are actually the settings that we have done in the game. So what you can do right over here is texture quality medium, texture filtering 2x anisotropic filtering, and simply disable screen shake right over here. Click on OK, and now for the other settings you can drop into the game. Okay, once you open up your game, what you have to do is head down to all settings. Then go over to display and graphics, and then for the display monitor, you have to go to your native monitor. Display resolution should be your monitor's native resolution. Aspect ratio should be auto. VSync should be turned off, and NVIDIA reflex latency should be on plus boost if that is available for you. Frame generation should be turned off. Upscaling method should be set to off, and anti-aliasing should be set to TAA. Dynamic resolution scaling should be set to 75. This is because we get a lot of input latency if we have frame generation on. Once that is done, you have to press spacebar to apply these settings. Then head down to graphics, and over here texture quality should be set to medium. Texture filtering should be set to trilinear, or you can also go with 2x anisotropic. Shadow quality should be set to low. Ambient occlusion should be turned off. Screen space reflection should be off as well. Ray tracing should be turned off completely. And for geometry, level of detail, I have set it to medium. Traffic density and crowd density should be set to low. Hair quality should also be set to low. Weather particle quality, I have gone with medium, but you guys can also go with low. Depth of field should be turned off. Bloom does not really affect your FPS, so you can keep it on. Chromatic aberration, you guys can set it to on as well. Vignette should be turned on because these are just visual effects which does not really impact your performance. After that, motion blur strength should be completely turned down to 0. Field of view should be set 0. Filmic grain strength should be set to 0 as well. Sharpness, I have gone with the maximum. Full screen effects turned on, and screen shake should be turned off. Once you're done with that, you have to press spacebar to apply these settings, and now you guys can drop into the game with the best settings possible. So guys, that was it for this video. I hope I could have helped you out. If I could have, make sure to leave a like and smash the subscribe button since we are really close to 250,000 subscribers. I believe in you all. We have also rolled channel membership, so if you guys are not a member yet, consider getting a membership since it really helps the channel a ton. We'll see you all in another amazing video. Until then, stay tuned. Keep watching BareFox and peace out.